Karl Abarth was born in Austria on November 15, 1908, and since then, something in the world of racing was changed. In 1928, a young Karl Abarth was working in the Moto Tune factory as a mechanic and took a chance to replace an injured motorcycle rider in the Austria Motorcycle Grand Prix. He twice clocked the best time ahead of the top riders of that era. Karl Abarth later shifted from two wheels to sidecars. He boosted the performance and fame of this vehicle, thanks also to his strong marketing abilities. He embarked on a seemingly impossible mission, challenging and defeating the Orient Express on the 1,372-kilometer stretch between Ostend and Paris. During the Second World War, Karl Abarth moved to Italy, obtaining citizenship in exchange for his sporting victories. He devoted himself to car engines, and after an intense and invaluable period at Cisitalia in 1949, he founded Abarth & Company in partnership with Angelo Scagliarini, father of Guido, the driver who had then joined the Karl Abarth racing team. Under the sign of the Scorpion, both the company emblem and Karl's star sign, the team won everything possible, but the expenses became too high to bear. Hence, Abarth's genius enabled him to conceive the first modification kit for the gear and exhaust terminals of the Fiat Topolino. It was a huge success because Abarth's kit enabled anyone to transform his or her own Topolino into a faster, more appealing, and better-looking car. The brilliant manufacturer produced a range of cars which immediately started to record their first race victories. One of these cars was the extremely successful Abarth 204 model 1100 saloon car. In the 1950s, the first contact with major companies were established, with Fiat, Ferrari, and Alfa Romeo. Yet the real turning point was the birth of the small Fiat 600. It was while working on this car that Abarth obtained one of his masterpieces, the 750. During those years, Karl Abarth's fame reached its peak because he began to explore what was possible with small production cars. The year 1959 saw the birth of the Fiat 500 Abarth, the car of young people, of speed lovers. It was a small and affordable car that was fun to drive due to its sporty handling. It was the real democratization of racing cars. Abarth's and Fiat's racing victories were numerous, and the word Abarth entered everyday language as a synonym for performance modification, upgrading, and the winning spirit. It was the time of idioms, when people could be heard asking not for a laced coffee, but an Abarth coffee. The expression small but lasting was coined for the Abarth 500. This car has certainly become a legend, but Abarth cars could be found all over the world and on nearly every racetrack. Witness the Fiat 1100, the Abarth Sim car, or prototypes that enabled him to win more than 800 races by 1967. Those years consolidated Abarth's fame nationally and established it at a global level. When he was 57 years old, Karl Abarth was still hungry for records and embarked on his last personal challenge against the clock. He broke the acceleration record with a Class E single-seater on the Monza racetrack, even losing 72 pounds in order to be able to get into the car. The successes achieved during the 70s were the final victories that Karl Abarth was able to enjoy. Even though he was born a winner, a match for anything and anyone, he surrendered to a serious disease on October 23, 1979. Once again under the sign of the Scorpion. The death of its founder marked the end of an era for Abarth, but the legend of the Scorpion is alive and well. The Abarth brand now continues its founder's philosophy, punch and passion.